Slide. I'm Ryan. For those of you who don't know me. So does anyone have anything they want to share, any gratitudes, any buyers or sellers that they're working with, if they have any help, want any help with? Anything?
I have a listing in South Salt Lake, around 529, 3-bed, 3-bath, great investment property. They were getting about 2,000 in rents before, so the Salt Lake Community College, so it puts it around like a 5 cap, which is normal for the area. So I think you can appreciate it. I think you can raise those rents a little bit. So if you have any investors looking, it's 529, but we're willing to work. So a single family house, 3 bedrooms, 3 baths. So that area is kind of unique where a lot of them is 2 bedrooms and 2 baths, like in that area. But yeah, it's 3-bed, 3 baths. So price per square foot is really good. Sweet.
Cool. Anyone else? Anything?
I have a friend posted on Facebook yesterday, family friend, they're looking for their kids a short-term rental, 2 to 3 months. I don't know, they even as a rental property in kind of the Utah County area. So
The thing I would say is, and everyone who's here knows this, if you post it on the family Facebook page, that seems to be like the quickest and best way to get in front of everyone. Cool. So for the broker moment, who knows what a clue report is? Have any idea?
Comprehensive loss under.
Okay. Do you know where this is? Do you know where this section comes from? Yeah, seller's disclosures. So what a clue report is essentially the insurance company's background check of the property. So any kind of insurance claim to that property ever is what the clue report discovers. Do you know how to get a clue report? Call any insurance agent. Any insurance agent should be able to pull you a clue report. Cool. Does anyone have any questions about it? Pretty self-explanatory. Cool. Sweet. So this week we have 5 CE classes available. And it looks like on Wednesday, they're doing breakfast for the morning one. So everyone's invited to that next week. Yeah.
So my question.
Yes.
Can it ask you?
I don't care either way. You guys are supposed to be talking, not me. And congratulations to everyone. Everyone did really well. I think it was like 38 closings I couldn't see. Let me click and drag it. Yeah. So you guys, yeah. So 38 closings. And then a reminder, who's going to the Ninja selling event? It's worth it, guys. If you want something to help you jumpstart your business, just doing something a little bit different than what you've been doing, these kind of events are the things that you go into. And if you do it right, you leave with more clients. Okay. Because a lot of times you're going to have homework, things that you implement into your business. And this is for everyone. Like I recommend this to, LOs, anyone who does any kind of sales. This is something that you can put into your business immediately. So just remember, you can sign up at the front desk with Casey.
You can go.
Yeah.
Okay, so I put this up so you guys could plan a little bit ahead of time and know what's coming. So April 21st is our gardening event. We're gonna have somebody kind of come and talk on how to get started on like a vegetable garden. She makes edible gardens, so I'm assuming it's gonna be like vegetables and things like that. That's about all I know about gardening, so that's why she's coming to teach us. And then we're also going to make a little like flower arrangement and kind of be able to help you take store-bought flowers from that little plastic thing and make them look nice. So we're gonna do that. And then there's a form on Facebook for that, for you to RSVP. It is $10 an agent to help get the supplies for the take home stuff. So make sure that you do that. You can also just shoot me a text or a message and I shoot, no big deal. Rodeo night, that we are kind of advertising now because I have to get tickets for that. It will sell out. It is a very popular event if you are not used to Strawberry Days in Pleasant Grove. It is big. So we are paying for your agent ticket. Any other ticket, there is, and I will post it on Facebook as well and send an email. There is a QR code there that will take you right to the Strawberry Days Rodeo page. You can do that directly yourself. Make sure it's the right page. We're doing it Saturday the 17th. And
The other part says the 16th, so do you know what day it is?
we're doing it Friday. So this one's probably wrong because I believe it's June 16th, which is that Friday.
And then the May 13th, that's a Saturday, are we doing?
Yes.
That?
So Worthen is doing that one, so she will get you details. My husband is doing a boxing night that night. In Friday.
And I did Saturday then, Friday.
So the May 13th one, yes, is a Saturday. It is Saturday, May 13th. It is a scavenger hunt down in Provo. That is about all that I know. So just contact Crystal and she will give you details as that gets rolling. I have to purchase tickets for Strawberry Days here in like the middle of April. So if you want that, shoot me a text. I can get you the form for that so we know how many agents are coming. If you do want to purchase those for your family, we are sitting in the west side in J&K, kind of in that little area so that the sun is to our backs. So there you go. If you have any questions, just let me know.
Are we doing the gardening thing here?
Yes, we're doing that here.
Yeah, Courtney.
Okay. Cool, all right. So is Ibex here? You guys saw Ibex? Nope. Elevate,
Yes. I'll go really fast. I've got pens and chapsticks for everybody first off, but I'm also gonna do 5 questions really fast about Elevate. And actually I'm doing a grand prize of a Swig gift card, so $10, everybody's head went like this when I said Swig gift card, so that's actually hilarious. Okay, so I'm doing 4 questions and then the last question will be for the Swig gift card and I need to get Courtney a hat. Okay, how many stars does Elevate Home Descriptions average on our Google reviews?
16.
You're making us look really bad. 5. 4.5 is close. A little higher.
7, 8. Oh, wait, out of what?
Out of 5.
Oh, 4 and we're 7.5.
4.6. We're gonna give it to you. Okay. So 4.6 stars, which is great for any company, but especially for a home warranty company, it's hard to please your clients, right? But we want to make sure that our clients, your clients or our clients, we want to make sure that you guys look good with your clients. So what home warranty company has a homeowner mobile app? Elevate, right? So you can file a claim. It's like you can so you can file a claim on the app. You can track the whole progress of the repair or replacement on the app. So how much is Elevate Home Descriptions listing coverage? Free. It's actually free. So it's $0. And then I like to compare it to almost a CMA as a real estate agent. You guys, when you're doing a CMA for a listing, you want to obviously get that listing. With us with the listing coverage, we want to try to get that buyer's coverage as well. So if you guys want to help us get that buyer's coverage, that would be really appreciative. Okay. And then last question for the Swig gift card. What city and state is Elevate located in?
Or Utah.
Who said it?
You take it.
Who said it? Was it you? Okay, awesome.
Right here. He said it.
Deborah, did you say it first?
Yeah.
I think Deborah said it first. Yeah. I'll get you something after. Okay, awesome. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Deborah.
cool, Ovia. First colony's here.
Okay, so just really quickly, that, number one, the LLPs that we've talked about a few times. The DTI adjustment has been postponed to August 1st, so just keep that in mind. We won't have that DTI adjustment coming out on May 1st now. And then also today's just kind of a volatile day, a big day in rates. The Fed is going to speak today. Their press conference is at 2 p.m. Eastern time, so 12 our time. So we're just kind of watching to see, depending on what economists you listen to, there's either a 0.5% rate hike coming, 0.25%, or they're just going to pause it. But more than likely what we're seeing is a 0.25% we're hoping for a pause. That'd really help I think that would help us a lot, but. Yeah, exactly. But I mean. Our time. Yeah, that's when the press conference will be. So, but I mean, a lot hinges on futures too, on what Jerome Powell kind of decides to talk about what they're gonna do on their projections moving forward.
And the option is a quarter of a point decrease, or what was the third?
A 0.5% is what we've heard. That would be pretty aggressive, but yeah,
Yeah,
so we're just kind of watching it.
all right, let us know. Yep.
Sitting down.
Did you want to say anything you did before?
We are actually doing the presentation today. We're gonna talk about our SNAPP app and how you can keep in contact with your clients and them with you. So whenever you're ready to turn it over to him.
Okay.
Let's
Do in the claim.
Yeah, get through everybody and then.
Do silverback, 2-man movers, and then I sort IBEX just.
He just. Put it down for 1 second there. It's right here.
Oh, just yeah.
You're on stage.
I just want to just come down and say, thank you guys for the business that some of you guys are giving us. One of the things, just to kind of remind you, IBEX is what we wanted to do is just be really simple and be easy for consumers to understand. I was an agent for 18 years prior to this, and so one of the things that at closing, when clients are trying to pick between gold, silver, bronze, different kind of platinum, whatever, we wanted to make it really simple. So IBEX, we only have one plan. And I just went and I thought I had some of the brochure things here, but you guys have seen in the middle of our brochure, we have a picture of a house. Everything in yellow, we cover 100%. So we just have 100% coverage on those things in yellow. We're a local company. Tanner is a competitor of mine, but a great competitor, local company. So I always root for the local companies. We see each other how often? All the time. Yeah, so he's a good dude. So like I said, if you're gonna go with somebody, I always encourage the local companies. But we do get out the same day 65% of the time, the next day 35% of the time. We meet weekly to try to figure out how to get quicker, better, faster. So local home warranty company, 100% coverage under the things that we cover. And so if you have any questions or anything like that, let me know. But I just appreciate the time. Yeah.
Sweet. And yeah, so now it's time to turn it over to Eric. Let's get this set up quick.
Let me go and just share.
Yeah, stop sharing. Let's see, there we go. And then yeah, the mic's right here. So you should be good to just stay muted and.
All right. Before I get started on this, I just wanted to reiterate the Fed news today, by the way, today's a big day. With some of the banking collapses and everything, there's that possibility of a pause. I think it's an 80% probability of a 0.25% is what I've been hearing. And Jerome Powell's comments is what's going to drive what happens this afternoon in the bond market. So if you have anybody that's getting ready to lock or anything like that, be ready and see what happens, because today might be a good day to lock if there's some good news in his comments. So hoping to break through some of the big thresholds. So anyway, I just wanted to make a comment about that. I'm going to introduce myself just really quick. My name's Eric Bergstrom. I'm actually a product manager at Simple Nexus. Have you guys worked with Simple Nexus before through any of your other agents? I think we have one in every 3 closings in the United States utilizes Simple Nexus technology. That's our latest stat. So it's a pretty big company. It's located in Lehigh. We were acquired by a big banking company that is the leader in cloud banking called nCino about a year ago. Prior to that, though, I've been there for about 6 months. Prior to that, I was the chief strategy officer at Security National. So I worked with Deidre and Pam and that whole group there. I'm still a licensed LO. My wife is a full-time loan officer at Security National still. And so I'm kind of doing double duty, trying to promote Security National, my old employer, as well as kind of give you guys a little bit of transparency with my new employer and their mobile app. In this market, I think the mobile app and the technology is kind of an important thing, just because you never know when rates are going to improve to where your clients can get into a place. What this app does is it gives them a handful of tools in their hand that's co-branded. This is a agent that my wife works with up in Montana. So this is a live demo of what we can provide to you guys on the Security National side. If you want to partner with one of the LOs over there, this is the borrower view. And so there's a few things that are kind of nice about this. We always have that loan application ready to go for when they're ready to apply. But there's also a couple other tools. There's some calculators so they can look at kind of the affordability based off of current rates and things like that. There's a home search. We tap into Mobility RE. I don't know if you guys have worked with Mobility RE on their home search app. You guys might have your own home search app. But this is kind of an all-in-one kind of place. And then once they apply, they can do that all through the app. And then as conditions come in and they need to scan documents, they can use the camera to scan documents and it'll load it right into the loan application in the LOS. So anyway, I wanted to kind of give you guys just a quick demo of that to show you how that looks. One of the big holdups in agents referring this app to the borrowers is they don't know what it looks like from that other side. And they don't want to become the technical support for those borrowers when they do download it and they start using it if they have questions. So one of the things that we've been doing a little bit with my wife, and we can have Dieter do this for you guys as well, is we do just a little walkthrough video that shows what your co-branded version looks like to the borrower and all the different navigation kind of things that they'll see. So you can kind of see their perspective on it. Okay, so the loan application is kind of a straightforward kind of piece of that. That's kind of towards the tail end of the home buying process. But it's just kind of a nice little interview on kind of option. It's a little bit like a TurboTax kind of thing where they're asking like normal questions instead of like the 1003 style of questions. And then we have a couple of other little features. So the home search is kind of nice because it keeps them just right in the app. It can use GPS to kind of show you what listings are available like near me. Again, it would be co-branded for you, just like it is there for Hunter in this case. And then what's kind of nice about this is when somebody like looks at a home or they favorite it, it'll show up in the Mobility RE CRM and show you that, you know, what the history of what they're looking at. So let's say you have a client that you've been working for 6 months while you're waiting for the rates to come down, waiting for them to improve their credit or whatever. You can at least kind of see what they're looking at and get a better idea and not just always just be asking them that question, right? So that's one of the nice things about this. We're kind of in this business area, so it's hard to see where we're at, but I'm going to just do a billings one because I think it's actually going off of Hunter's. Yeah, so from a borrower's perspective, it'll show kind of this heat map. It'll show, you know, kind of in the different areas, you know, what's available. And then if they click on this, they can kind of take a closer look at the pictures, those kind of things. But what's nice about this is now when Hunter goes into his version of Mobility RE, it'll show him what homes this particular client was looking at. And then as a loan officer, my wife Tori can kind of look at the same thing and you guys can kind of talk through what they're looking at. So that's pretty straightforward. And then back in the app, we also have these calculators. So then as they're starting to find one of those places that they like, they can start plugging in, you know, for different loan programs, those kind of things. You know, what they're looking at, what the affordability is going to be. Another calculator is, let's see here, we have the FHA. And then the nice thing is once they do a calculation, they can save it. And that way they can say, hey, we like this scenario. Deidre, can you take a look at that scenario and see if that's something that's feasible, right? She can go into the app interface and see that. And this is one of the cool things that we've added is we use a CRM called Surefire. I don't know if you guys have other agents you work with or other LOs that you work with that use Surefire. But one thing that we've embedded into our app is this demographic video that Surefire offers. So like if I plug in my address, or I'll just plug in any address that just pops up. Plug in this Provo address. Oh, can't find that one. can't really hear this, but there's a customized video for this particular property. And I won't play the whole thing, but this is kind of just a nice thing that when they find a place that they're interested in, they also want to know more about the neighborhood, right? So they can do the home search, find that address in that home search that they like, bookmark it for you guys. Come in and do a demographic video, kind of see what the age of the area is, what the family size is.
Kids, let's go to school.
So it's kind of a cool way to just, kind of get a demographic idea of these neighborhoods that they're looking in. I mean, you guys already provide a lot of that information already, but for a lot of the tech savvy clients that you have, they're gonna want to do a lot of their own self-service kind of stuff. So the idea is that, for somebody that's a little bit more tech savvy, they want to have an app where they can do a lot of their own homework. They can do that, but they have you guys front and center within that same app that provides that whole toolbox for them. So you can still give them that high touch, experience. It shows you guys as a team with the loan officer because it kind of takes that team effort to get them into that home. When they come in here, they can contact you just straight through the app here, and it will, just call you if they can't find that. There's also some chat features so that if you want to have a history of like the text conversation, instead of going into your text messaging app, it'll be stored right here in the SNAPP app, is what we call it at Security National. I don't know if there's anything in particular you guys wanted me to highlight. I could show you a little bit more about the loan app piece. I could show you the scanner if you guys want. A lot of this is pretty self-explanatory, but I just want to kind of highlight what that borrower view is. I can also log out and show you guys the agent view.
What's the scanner?
So the scanner, like let's say you condition somebody for some loan docs or whatever. You can come in here and you can the borrower can add a document. You can just take a picture.
Is it secure?
It's secure, yep, and end-to-end encryption. Kind of gives you this little tutorial the first time they use it. And then if you want more pages, then they can add more pages to it before they do the upload. But what's really nice about this is,
That's super convenient for clients.
yeah, so once we say done and submit, it actually goes right into the LOS and the processor can start looking at those documents. That's the nice thing about it is it's not going to like a Dropbox and then Deidre has to take it out of Dropbox and load it into, upload it into a Compass or whatever, right?
Loan. Is LOS the processor? Loan officer service?
Loan origination system, sorry. I'm a technology guy. You end up using the acronyms a lot.
That's cool, that's convenient.
And then from your side, you can, if you have multiple borrowers that you're working with, you can see, you can go through that list and kind of see the progress of the loan. So it'll, we have these milestones that, go from processing, submitted to underwriting, it'll show you where that's at in
So
the
does what
loan life cycle.
look like? I think that would be more important for most agents to know.
What does that look like to you guys?
No, to the consumer and then to us. Is that
Yeah, so this is exactly what it would look like to the consumer.
for the application?
Oh, the loan app, sorry.
Mhm.
Again, doing the technology
You're
stuff.
good.
Won't let me submit it. I'm gonna try to exit. I'll just exit without saving. Yeah, so the loan application. I know in Salt Lake City, Florida, but. You know, and then with each save and continue, they can always come back
Mhm.
to where they were at. I'm just going through quick so that I can save some time for questions, but.
But it's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, so it's those,
And it was really nice, and I would get notifications for every update through the one.
the nice thing is, they've even made a little bit more interview style and self-explanatory and easier to use in the last 2 years.
In 2021, it was super easy and quick.
Yeah, they did a pretty big upgrade, towards the end of summer last year, like around, August or so. And then there's also a web version, so like if you need to jump on and look at it that way, not on a phone, it's a lot easier to see that as well. I'm trying to think if there was any other big features. The chat feature is kind of nice. I know you guys probably have old habits die hard though, and you're just using texting or whatever, that you already use. So that's just kind of one of those nice features that if you want to have a record of the conversation attached to the loan, you can be able to do that. So that's kind of the main thing from the borrower's perspective.
Yeah.
It will like notify if any docs are missing and things, and you
Yeah.
would see, so that was really helpful for me as a consumer.
Yeah, so they have like a to-do list, a needs list that you guys can put together, and it will show up, and then they can just come in, where you see, get started, or, there's kind of like the checklist would show up here as doc requests come in.
So how much of the mobile app is you can change and edit? Like, obviously, there's still the C21 logo up there, but can you change it from a blue background? Opposed,
You can't change the background color, just the logo piece. That blue background is across the board for Security National. We can add any kind of custom links that you want. So like if you have your own website you want us to include for a client on here, we can have that for all of the clients that is co-branded to you guys.
but basically any custom links,
Yeah, any custom link.
like landing pages,
Mhm.
like landing pages that explain.
Yep, and then like your social stuff, obviously, we can, you can add different stuff to this. Like if we had put Hunter's Facebook link or whatever, it would show up as a part of that info.
Cool. So you can almost, as an agent, you could use it as a digital business card to a certain extent.
Yeah, to a certain extent, for sure. And then the other piece I was gonna mention is like all the disclosure pieces and all that kind of stuff, all that signing can be done through this as well. So you'll ask for, you'll ask for bank statements, and that would be a task. But then if it's time to sign that LE or whatever, that can be done just right on the phone. So that kind of speeds up that process a little bit, with the intent to proceed and all that kind of stuff that sometimes bottleneck that process, and every day is critical on that with the different contract deadlines that you guys have. And all that good stuff.
Did I hear you correctly that you brand it specific to the agent and the loan officer? Together?
Correct. So like this one, you'll see it's the Century 21 Hometown Brokers. That's Hunter's agency up in Billings, Montana. We just do the exact same thing for you guys. So there'd be a picture of the agent, picture of Deidre where Tori's at up there, and then your guys' logo at the top.
Do they have to fill out the loan application to use this, or can they just get started looking?
They can just get started. Yep. Yeah. So the idea is that not everybody's ready. And I kind of talk about it like this: low touch, high touch, low touch kind of process is what borrowers want. So, the low touch is they want to do a little bit of homework themselves, right? I mean, they trust you guys for the most part, but they want to verify a little bit. They want to do a little self-exploration. I think especially like the millennial generation, all that kind of stuff, right? So they want a trusted advisor though still too.
They still get the notices from you and from us. And whatever they want to do, that's the first thing I always ask. Do you want to do the application online, or would you like on your phone, or would you like me to help you with that? And then they get all the notices still.
Yeah, so the idea is, especially in this market, I mean, I hate to keep harping on this, but I mean, you might have had clients from last summer that you're still kind of working with and staying in touch with. At least with this, they can kind of keep monitoring things, stuff like that. And you can send push notifications out to the clients as well, which I don't know if there's that much value added compared to texting or whatever, but there's all these communication options is kind of the big thing. And then let me see if I can do a quick switch over to the agent view.
And it's a free app, sorry.
Oh, yeah, that was the question I was gonna answer. So the compliance department at Security National, because of that home search feature, that access to the MLS is not something that a loan officer has. So they've interpreted from a RESPA standpoint that you guys are providing the same amount of value by letting us use that access in the Mobility RE link that's in there that you guys would get from the co-branded app. So there's no charge for it. And that's how they manage the RESPA side of things. Hopefully that doesn't change. I convinced them of that 3 or 4 years ago and they've stuck by it. So. Okay, hopefully I wrote down the right account for this agent view. All right, so this is the agent view. And so like if you had multiple loan officers that you're working with and they both, at Security National, they're both offering you access to this app, you could come in here and you can kind of switch between them. And then as far as loans go, let's say you have a couple of clients that are in there too, you'd have that loan list in this area. I didn't put any into this desk test environment before the demo. You'd have like these notifications like we were mentioning, like when somebody opens the app. You can also set these so that if you want to get an email or a text whenever somebody does this stuff, you can customize all that, but you know, you can also turn it off a little bit and then just come in and check on, you know, this notification bar. But it gives you like a lot of, you know, detail of the activity of your clients, right? That's kind of the idea there. And then that chat feature, you know, if you have multiple conversations going on, you can kind of see what's going on here. And again, that's all stored in the back end, so you don't necessarily have to go into your text app to see what's happening on that communication. You could do a calculation for your borrowers as well and save it, and then you could show it to your loan officer and say, hey, would this scenario work for this borrower? So it's pretty similar, but it kind of gives you that more broad exposure to multiple loan officers, multiple clients, multiple loans.
It has a nice little feature for pre-approval too. And it allows the agent to change it as long as it's lower than what we qualify it for. So you don't have to have it in there, but you can lower it too.
Say that again?
The sales price.
You can lower the sales price.
Yes, online allows you to let that. You just can't go over what we qualify them at.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes,
You just have to wait for someone.
that one's a little trickier to put in the demo, but I'm glad you mentioned that because that's one of the most convenient features for you guys is, you know, Deidre can do the pre-qual up to 400,000. And then the weekend hits and you guys are out with your client at open houses and everything. You find a place for 350. Well, you can go into this template that she can set up for you guys in Snap, change it down to 350, and it will email you a PDF copy of that pre-qual letter with the 350 amount. Any other pieces of it that you want me to cover, Deidre?
I think you got it.
It kind of bleeds through it because there's a lot to it. I didn't know if there's. Just a couple things that I think would be really useful that we've learned over the years. As I've worked with a lot of LOs to implement this when I was at Security National. Yeah, loan officer, sorry. When I've worked with a lot of loan officers and their referral partners like you guys. Again, one of the biggest fears that we run into a lot of times is that the agents are sometimes hesitant to send out this link. Because they don't want the borrower to download it, start working through it and have to answer a ton of questions. So we try to provide a good amount of support to the loan officers in order to answer some of those questions for you guys. But in addition, we have some like little short videos that basically do what I just showed you on the borrower from the borrower view of it. and just walk through it really kind of quick so the borrower can kind of see most of the stuff. And then, you know, the home search stuff, this IDX dashboard, all this kind of stuff, that's where you'd be able to go in and kind of see that mobility RE component to it. So we've kind of mashed up 3 software technologies into one mobile app for you guys. And then, you know, you can run that same check out the neighborhood video for your clients if you want to show them kind of that demographic video. I always thought that was kind of cool because you can, you know, it shows you all those numbers without it being like stale, like on a flyer or something like that. And then a couple other things that I didn't demo that is available through that Surefire software that all of the loan officers at Security National have. They can produce some single property sites for you guys. Off of those single property sites, you can download some PDF versions of the flyers. Some of that demographic data is can be included on those flyers, that kind of stuff. So if you guys need any help with that kind of stuff, reach out to Deidre, and there's a really good support group on the marketing side at Security National that can help with all that stuff.
So I thought I would use this, so whenever I come to these classes and we get introduced to new systems or programs that we could be using, the first thing I think is, how can I use this to make me money, right? Because really I want to know how I can use this to generate leads for myself or be more efficient in my business. So one thing I would do that with this, so what I teach all my agents to do and what I do is I always tell my agents, don't show all your cards, right? Don't give all of your tools and fun accessories to your clients or SOI right off the bat. Use this as a reason to meet with someone, right? Use it as a reason to meet with someone. So you know someone who's interested in starting to look for homes or wants to is ready to start their purchasing process. Say, hey, let's meet. Let's set up an appointment. I have this awesome app I can download on your phone and use that as an opportunity to set an appointment with them to get in front of them. And then at the appointment, share it with them, help them download on their phone, and then show them it. Okay. Those are just some things that I can think of right off the bat, how you could use this tool to not just make your business easier and the process easier, but to generate a lead. Like if you sent out a text to all of your SOI and said, hey, I got this exciting new app. I'd love to get you guys all connected with it. When's a good time we could meet? And I can download on your phone. Just something like that. So that's kind of where my head goes when I come to classes that kind of go over these kind of things. So
Yeah, it's one of those things that's going to be exciting in this training session, and then you might just forget about it. But there's not a lot of barriers to at least try it out, see what kind of response you get from your clients.
Is there a CRM that's tied to it? So like, say I did share it with someone and they put their information in, is it collected where I now have it?
Yeah, so there is an API, which is a technology term that connects 2 different systems. So if you do share the link and and they download it, it will create a contact. Like, let's say you share Deidre's co-branded version, that it will create a contact in her Surefire account. And there is some visibility that Security National can give agents into the Surefire account.
Is there any way to connect that API to, like, for instance, Pro Agent or a CRM, another?
There might be,
Specific.
yeah, no, there might be.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of a geek on that stuff. So,
I'm just curious.
yeah, no, if there's a life cycle idea that you have in mind, I'll give you my card. I think I have a couple of my Security National cards. We can kind of talk through that. What's that? It's I've never even known what it stands for.
But it's just essentially it's
Automated.
It's
Automated something.
But it's essentially a code in the back end of a system or a process that links it to another system.
Oh.
It's a bridge, essentially, so it can bridge 2 different systems together.
Yeah. So what we were just talking about is, I think we have 3 major technologies at Security National. One is Simple Nexus, which is the mobile app, and as well as the web interface that goes along with that. All the disclosures and everything run through that. Then we also have Mobility RE that does home search. And then we also have Surefire, which is it's one of the top 2 CRMs on the mortgage side, for independent mortgage banks. And what he was asking about is ProAgent is a pretty heavy duty CRM on the real estate side. And so what he's looking to do is kind of just have a little bit of transparency between the 2 CRMs so that you guys can really work as a team and share that database a little bit better.
Cool.
Anything else?
Can you come back?
I work in Lehigh on Wednesdays, so yeah, I can swing by if that will help. I would love to kind of talk through the ProAgent kind of stuff that you're thinking about too. I think that'd be pretty cool. Well, no, just like sometime down the road. I want to do a little bit of research on ProAgent and see what their documentation looks like, but
Yeah. Cool. Do you guys have any other questions specific to where share that? Make.
We're just going to discuss.
Do you have any questions for the brokerage specifically that? You have any questions about anything?
What's our future look like?
Should be all right.
Understood.
All right. One thing I will say with real estate, as long as you're working, there's always money. It's just learning the different ways to do it. Right. One thing I would encourage you guys is we are doing a call night once a month here at Presidio. And we'll have a guest speaker every single time. So last week, Rob talked about scripts, different kinds of scripts, and how to specifically be persuasive and not forcing someone to do something, right? There's a difference between being persuasive and then just controlling someone.
Manipulate them.
Yes.
There's a vast difference.
So this, we do have one coming up in April. You'll see it come across the Facebook page. You probably got an email invite from me.
Yes.
But I would encourage you guys to start showing up to those things. They are very educational and they will help you. Again, it's just another thing to keep moving your business forward instead of stalling. So.
Do you do that for families too? We can bring our family group.
Sure, why not?
Make it all unnecessary.
Cool, guys. Well, if you don't have any other questions, thanks for coming to the sales meeting.
Thank you.